What I am about to do today, ignore the mess behind me. I know I need to clean up in here. But what I'm about to do today is going to horrify some seasoned sewists. But this works for me, and this is what I'm going to do. It is a simple, quick, and easy fix for me. I have some jeans that have gotten, well, let's say they're two sizes too big for me. And instead of taking the flat seams apart and trimming them that way and cutting them all the way down, separate them, all that kind of stuff, I'm doing this quick and easy method that works for me. If it horrifies you and you're a crazy woman, don't do that. Stop it. I understand completely. However, this is a quick and dirty method that works for me. And I've never had any issue doing it. I don't notice any difference in the way that the jeans feel. So that is what I am going to do. Now, like I said, this is not the professional way to do this. However, it is what works for me. So you might want to look at other folks and what they're doing. They can teach you the correct way to do this. I am just showing you my dirty way of fixing things for me. All right, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Hi, today I am just doing some alterations. I have quite a few jeans that I have ungrown, degrown. They're a size too big, and I am taking them in. So that's what I'm doing today. So just thought I would film that so you could see kind of what I do. What I have done, these are some, I want to say they're just my size. Yep, they're just my size jeans. So what I've done is I have opened up the seams here. I've already taken these up once, but I need to take them up a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. But first I need to change my thread because I don't have the right color in. So let me do that and I'll be back in just a second. All right, thread is changed. What I have done basically is I am just putting in a nice pleat and sewing along the entire seam here, front to back, to change that up a little bit. This works for me, may not work for you, but that is basically what I'm going to do. I am going to remove the tag, and I will sew the tag back in when I do the top hem. I do not worry about the thread color with these usually because I generally just use a navy thread, and that is the color of thread that I have in here right now. But because I'm having to take up a little bit more of these, they're still slipping down my hips. It's just driving me nuts. I don't notice any change. And normally when you are decreasing the size in the jeans, most often it is in the crotch area through the back that has been manipulated to make it a smaller size. So that is basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to add on another 1/4 of an inch here from that seam line, and I am just, you could turn these inside out for an easier sew, but I'm a rebel, so I'm going to do it the hard way. And I'm just sewing along that original line that I had done originally, and just sewing it up so that I can get a better fit for me. Now this is what is called a filled flat seam. A lot of my jeans do not have that filled flat seam. I don't really like those. They're hard to pick out. You could pick this out and just go straight from doing that seam that way. But you gotta figure out the method for pulling the threads apart, because these use a technique, all jeans do, where if you find the right way to thread it, you can hold the bottom thread, the top thread, and they just come apart like a zipper. But I don't feel like doing that, so I'm not doing that. I'm taking the lazy way out. Did not cut my extra strings here. Should have. And these use the typical gold trim thread. Like I said, I'm not really worried about it. I am using a jeans needle. And when I get to some of the reinforced seams, I am going slow to make sure that they don't break a needle. And generally what I will do is in the crotch area at the very least, I would do a second line of stitching that is right next to that, almost on it. Just because I think that area needs to be reinforced. And I generally just use a normal stitch length of 2.5. I go up a certain point and then just stop. And I will do this with the majority. I have a pile of jeans over here that are 2 sizes too big. Now from there, you cannot see the pleat that I've put in, and you can make a choice. Cut the pleat out if you would like to. I will do that in a little bit because I think I don't need that extra material. I mean, goodness gracious, I've got plenty of extra material here. I am going to take and pin my label that I removed out of there to the top, so I know it needs to be sewn in. And this is after I've cut all these, because I will sit and watch TV while I'm cutting off the excess. You could cut the excess off and then go from there, but I'm lazy. I don't want to do it that way. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. Just thought I'd give you a quick little tour of that. I'm not going to take you through the whole 10 pairs I have over here, but you kind of get the idea. There are some quick and easy ways you can do some alterations without really going into deep detail to do those alterations. There are a couple of jeans that I have had that do not have the felled flat seams, so I can actually just sew those straight up without any kind of issue. And from there, I usually decide if I've taken up quite a bit. If I've taken up, say, an inch out of that, then I know what I need to do is to actually cut that excess seam off, and then I will serge the edges so that they don't fray. But yeah, those are just a quick, easy way of doing an alteration. I told you I really don't like doing alterations, so I found what works for me. Other people have told me that they can't see any difference in the way the jeans come out. And or the other option is you don't want to do that. Take your jeans turned into a purse or a bag. All right, guys. See you again soon. Bye. Now I have removed that seam that had the flat felled seam in it, and that's what this is. So what I've done is I've kind of taken it apart so you can kind of see what it is. What happens is these are folded in and then sewn together this way. But when they come apart, you'll see that these seams kind of sit together. This folded into this end. What I have noticed for me, when I do this kind of repair, you're going to see a difference of maybe 1/4 of an inch in the way that you sew your seam. So to me, it's worth it. It's not a big deal. Doesn't really change the fit for me. So now, luckily, this one I do not need to put in a nice little seam there. Tag back in. Tag was in there. It's fine. Now there's 2 lines of stitching, but I'm only going to put one to finish this. These are stretch jeans. So when you are sewing your band around again, you need to stretch it as you sew it. That way you're going to get the right fit in it. And it's going to be in the right placement. And that's it. That's it to finishing this for me, other than trimming the threads. I'll do that on both sides, and got a pair of jeans. It's ready to be worn again. Like I said, this is not the correct method for doing this. Technically, you should take out those seams completely and go from there, but I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. I have found that this works for me. I don't see any noticeable difference. Pockets are in the same area, those kind of things. So this is what I do for me. All right, guys, have a great day.